Krishna. So in the last few days, as most of you know, Maharaj kind of locked his door for mostly everybody. At first it was just for the ladies. And then I think in the last week or so, he also closed his door for the men, and it was, they could just do the kirtan and his doors would be shut. But he kindly allowed me to be always in his presence. Sometimes I could go for lunch. And for Mangalarati. Those two things were allowed. Otherwise I would have to be always on call. And Maharaj was, in the last 2 weeks, he was getting weaker and weaker. And mostly because he was not eating anymore by his own choice, and because it was too difficult for him to digest anything. Everything was blowing up in his stomach, so it was giving him too much pain. So he decided he cannot eat anymore. So he was getting weaker and weaker, and at one point he asked me to stay in the room with him, or to kind of check on him every few hours. And I was checking one day on him, and he goes, "What's up?" I go, "Just checking." He said, "Yes, policeman, I don't like it." I said, "Okay." I went out of the room. And then one night Prabhu Chaitanya wanted to stay and look over Maharaj, because Maharaj was saying, "I don't know if I will make the night today." So Prabhu Chaitanya wanted to stay the night. And Maharaj had his, in the day he used to wear his pinkish / saffron sweater, and at night he wanted to put his brown hoodie on. So I put his brown hoodie on, and he turns on the emergency lights in the room so that we can turn off the lights. And Jayadvaita Maharaj was sleeping with him at night. They were listening to the audiobook of Chaitanya Charitamrita. And then Prabhu Chaitanya Prabhu asked me, should I stay in the room or should I go outside and be outside, and kind of, if Maharaj needs anything, he will call me. I said, you can stay in the room. But then Maharaj turns on the emergency lights and goes, "Vibhu out." So that was one of his mottos in the last few days, was everybody out. After the kirtan, he would go, everybody out, we should get everybody out. And then he was getting so weak, he wanted assistance from me to go to the bathroom, to put him, to bathe him, and to also to bring him to the toilet. He could sit down and pass urine. So at one point he asked me to sleep in the room with him and Jayadvaita Maharaj, and then he would call me at night when he would have to go to the bathroom. And so first night he was just calling me, and I was so tired that I wouldn't wake up, and then Jayadvaita Swami would have to come and wake me up a few times at night. So Jayadvaita Swami was like, okay, this is getting a bit ridiculous. So let's get Maharaj a bell, and so that he could just press a button and call you. Okay, I forgot one interesting story before that happened. When I started, Maharaj was getting weak, so he couldn't bend down and get water from the bucket to shower himself. So he wanted to sit on the chair, and then I shower him with a small jug. So the first day I did it, after I was almost done, Maharaj started Govindam Adi Purusham Tam Ramajam, as if I'm performing Abhishek. So after that first night, Bhaktavatsala got Maharaj a bell, and Maharaj could just press a button. He said, Maharaj, here's a button, you just press it. You don't need to go on your phone and call Nitai, or you don't need to waste your energy and shout out Nitai. He used to shout Nitai to call me in the room. So he started pressing that bell, and he would ring it at first it was every half an hour, the first night, and the second night it was mostly every 15 minutes. And after the first night of that bell, Jayadvaita Swami comes to me and he goes like, I think I'll sleep in my room tonight. I think I should give some space to Maharaj. So I said, okay, fine. And then that night Maharaj was ringing the bell every 15 minutes. And sometimes he would ring the bell and I would do stuff for him. And then I would lie down thinking, okay, now it's finished. And 3 seconds later, the bell would ring again. I'd have to get up again and attend to him. And then one night, Maharaj wanted to go to the bathroom. He used to be able to walk with my assistance, but that night, I took him to the bathroom, and then in the bathroom, his legs just became wobbly, and all the weight came on me. So I had to gather all my strength and get him on the toilet chair, and I asked him, "Are you okay?" He goes, "No." And then I asked him, "Should I take you back to your bed?" And he says, "Yes." So I take him back, and I drag him out of the bathroom. And as I bring him to the bed, I couldn't lift him up anymore because he was it was too heavy for me. So then I called Jagannath Sutta and wake up Jayadvaita Swami and Kesha Maharaj also. I woke up. And at that time we already thought, okay, this is it, Maharaj is leaving his body. And then Maharaj is laying on his back and Kesha Maharaj is singing soft kirtan. Maharaj opens his eyes and he goes like this. He starts waving and he smiles at Kesha Maharaj. And Kesha Swami says, "Maharaj, we thought we lost you." And Maharaj just shakes his head, and I understood. He said, "Not yet." Not yet. Not going yet. It was about 2 days before Gaur Purnima. And then at night, I thought Maharaj would just accept he can't walk anymore. But at one point he said, "Okay, get me up." He get me up straight. He sits on the edge of the bed. And I said, "Should I call Jagannath Sutta?" He goes, "Not Jagannath Sutta. Don't call Jagannath Sutta." And then he just stands up himself. And then I had to quickly support him because I knew he would. And then again, he just made it to the bathroom, and again his legs were finished. So then I had to put him down on his side. And then I had to call Jagannath Sutta because it was too heavy to get him out. And then I said to Jagannath Sutta, "Okay, let's get him up and get him to the bed." And he was like, "No, keep me here, bring me a pillow." And he just starts resting in the bathroom. And I go like, "This is not gonna fly, man. We have to get you out." And I said to Jagannath Sutta in Slovenian, grab his hip. And Maharaj goes like, "No, not the hip, in Slovenian." And he starts talking in Slovenian. Yeah. The last 3 days, Maharaj had his talking became very difficult. It took so much energy to say anything. And because I've been with him for so long, I could get quickly what he wanted. But he had this one big pillow, grain pillow, which he got from Gauravani, from Radhadesh, because he gave his good pillow, like small grain pillow that he very much liked, used for many years. He gave it away when he was finishing up his business in Radhadesh, and he was in the mood of just giving all his stuff away. So he gave that grain pillow away, but then in India he realized he needs a grain pillow because grain pillow adjusts to his head and his body and stuff like that. So then he ordered from Gauravani to bring 2 big grain pillows for him. And in his last days, he used to always slip off that grain pillow. And I would ask him, so you want me to pull you up? And he goes like, yes. He would nod his head. And then when he would ring the bell, and I would be asking what he wants, he used to say just up, or pull. And I used to pull him up, and then he would readjust on the pillow, and he would readjust in such a way that he would slip off the pillow again. And then once he readjusted, he would go again, up. And in such a way, he became like a small child, actually. It was very sweet, but also hard to watch at the same time, because he used to be very powerful and very, he could just manage everything, he could say immediately what he wanted. He used to be like that. But then he could say just a few words, and I would have to very much care for him. I would have to dress him, I would have to clean him, I would have to do all these kind of things for him. Care for him like a mother, basically. Yeah, so the last day, I was so tired. In that night I didn't sleep. And I saw at around 1 in the morning, I saw that his hands were getting blue and his hands were very cold. So I woke up Jagannath Sutta to check on Maharaj, because I thought this looks very suspicious. He might be leaving his body soon. So I woke up Jagannath Sutta, and he comes and sees, and he says, yeah, it's probably around 24 hours. So I wake up Jayadvaita Swami, he wakes up Keshav Maharaj, and he starts singing again. And then Maharaj kicks everybody out again. And then Jayadvaita Swami says, okay, let's do kirtan outside, just kirtan outside. Keshav Swami starts, and after 2 hours of him singing, Maharaj again stops the kirtan. He was thinking, why are you singing? I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving yet. And then I was so tired, I had to go to sleep. I was just, at first I was sleeping on the chair. Then I shifted to my bed, and I was like, all my fours were just outstretched. And then they needed me something in the room, so then I just put the pillow down in the room, and I slept on the floor. And I woke up at around 8:30 in the morning, and I said, okay, now let's do the puja. And Jayadvaita Swami says, no. Let's not disturb Maharaj. Let's not do the puja. I said, okay, I will not argue with you, but I want to just wake up Giriraj and Satpuj so that they can have clear vision of Maharaj when he's leaving his body. And at that time, I think Bibi Govinda Swami already started his kirtan. But Jayadvaita Swami was not so happy about waking up Giriraj, so I said, okay, let's not wake up Giriraj. And after about an hour, Jayadvaita Swami comes to me and says, I think this will take quite a while before Maharaj really starts leaving his body. So you just do a quick puja, and then it seems like Maharaj also doesn't need you right now. He's sleeping, he's peaceful. So just do a quick puja, and then we will see how it goes on. So I start doing the puja, and as I start doing the puja, Maharaj turns on his side and opens his eyes and starts looking at Giriraj. And Vibhu Chaitanya Prabhu later told me that Maharaj started waving his hand like this in circular motion. as if he's offering arati to Giriraj himself. And so I bathed Giriraj, I painted him back, I put him back on his throne, I decorated the altar with flowers and everything. I arranged the flowers in such a way that there was like a path like this from Giriraj towards Maharaj, and if Maharaj looked at Giriraj, it was path like zoom into Giriraj. And I offered the boga, and throughout all that time, Maharaj's eyes were fixed on Giriraj. And as I started offering the incense, Maharaj turned on his back and his eyes got big. And at that time, because Keshav Maharaj told me before how Janakinath left his body, that his eyes got big, and that was the sign that we were looking for. That was the sign we were looking for. And at that time I said to Keshav Maharaj, bring Bibi Govinda Swami in and let's start the big kirtan now, because before it was just a soft kirtan. And then that was after I offered the incense. And then Bibi Govinda Swami and everybody comes in, and I'm offering the lamb, I'm doing arati for Giriraj, and then the flowers, and Maharaj gets the lamp on his head, and everything, the flowers, and Maharaj is laying on his back. And as I finish the puja, the kirtan is getting more and more intense. And about 20 minutes later, after I finished the puja, Maharaj left his body. So it seemed like he was waiting for the puja to be performed that day. So I thought that was very nice. Mystical experience, which my father was actually asking me if there are any mystical experiences that Maharaj is having. I always said no. But that last day I thought this was pretty mystical, you know. It's like puja finished and he said, okay, now I can go. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.